Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm an Atlanta area Social Security disability attorney. And today I'd like to talk to you or answer the question, should you apply for disability benefits a second time if you received an unfavorable hearing decision? In other words, you went to a hearing, got an unfavorable decision, but you still think you're disabled. Should you apply again, or can you apply again? And what are the options? Well, first of all, when you get the unfavorable decision, you'll see on there that you have 60 days to appeal. And by appealing, you're keeping your current case alive. You've got to do it within 60 days. Your appeal goes to something called the Appeals Council. The odds are not great there, and it can take another year and a half, 2 years, but that does keep your original case alive. And the reason why you might want to do that would be, A, because you want to preserve your original onset date, or B, because your insurance for Title II disability has run out. So that would be why you'd want to appeal. Other people say, you know, my odds of winning at the Appeals Council are not great. Let me just start over again. Something has changed. But I would tell you to beware. If you've already been denied, you want to look at your hearing decision closely, because you're going to see some important information there. One is you need to know your date last insured for Title II disability purposes. You know, when you work and pay into the system, it's like buying insurance for SSDI. And that SSDI runs out about 5 years after you stop working. And there is a date called your date last insured for Title II or SSDI disability where you're no longer insured. If your date last insured was before the date of your denial notice, then you got a problem. You can't reapply and use a date prior to the date of your denial notice. So to give you a real world example, let's say that you go to a hearing and you get a denial notice on July 25th. That's the date on the unfavorable decision, July 25th, 2018. But your date last insured is March 31 of 2018. If you reapply, the earliest onset date you can use in your new application is going to be July 26th. The day after your unfavorable of 2018. Well, July 26, 18 is after your date last insured, which was back in March 31. So that means you're not eligible for SSDI. So all you'd be eligible for would be SSI. And again, that may be all you could be eligible for, and maybe that's what the record will show. But giving up SSDI is a big decision, because the SSDI benefits are going to be much greater. There's more past due benefits. You get Medicare. There's a lot of advantages to SSDI over SSI. So if and also with SSI, if you have a spouse, that's going to offset your SSI. You may not get any, or if you have any assets of significance, that's going to offset your SSI. So if you want to stay in the SSDI world, you need to make sure that you're still insured, that your date last insured is at some point in the future. So in my example of a denial in July of 2018, I want to see a date last insured after the end of July of 2018, preferably 2020, 2021. That would be better. That way, when you apply, as long as you can prove your onset was before your date last insured, you're covered. You're covered for SSDI. So that's the first thing you got to know. Second thing is realize that, and I touched on this before, when you apply a second time, your onset date is not going to be the date you had in your first case. That's already been decided. Your unfavorable decision decided on that. So the earliest onset date you can use, your alleged onset date, is going to be the day after your unfavorable decision. So in my example, if I got an unfavorable on July 25th of 18, then July 26th is my new onset date. So realize that you're giving up a lot of past due benefits, but obviously there may be a reason to do that. There may be good reason to do that. I think a third thing would be, if you're going to reapply, look closely at the unfavorable decision. Why did the judge deny you? Was it for lack of evidence? Was it for lack of support from your doctors? What was the reason? Maybe it was you're too young and now you are a year older. So you need to know what the reasons were. And again, this is what your attorney can be helpful to talk to you about, is that this is what you would need in a second application. It may mean you need to go to a specialist and get a functional capacity evaluation from that specialist. It may mean you just need to go to the doctor more often and get a record of going to the doctor. It may mean you need more lab reports to show that your diabetes is really not under control. You may want to try to work. I think an unsuccessful work attempt or 2 or 3 could be very, very helpful evidence. So you may want to try to work. And again, that may mean that you want to use an onset date that is not the day after you're unfavorable, maybe a month or two after you're unfavorable. You want to be able to show the judge that something has changed. And by the way, if you do reapply and you go through the process, more likely than not, the state agency folks are not going to approve you because they see the unfavorable. You'll end up back at a hearing in front of, guess who? The same judge. It's going to be the same judge that denied you before. So you got to be prepared to show that judge something has changed and show him what has changed and why he should make a different decision this time. And if you don't want that judge, you think that judge was just really unfair or all wet, then you're going to have to move, literally physically move your address so that you get into an address with the service by a different hearing office, and so you have a shot at a different judge. Social Security does not like people judge shopping, but if you do move, 30 or 40 miles away, and now you're at a different hearing office, you could certainly make an argument that a new hearing office is appropriate because they shouldn't make you travel all the way back downtown Atlanta or to North Atlanta or to Covington. But again, moving is obviously got its own challenges too, but that would be the only way to get to a different judge, and realize that a judge at a new hearing office is going to read the unfavorable and have the same questions that the original judge would have. And you may be asked, why did you move? And again, you don't want to say because I wanted a different judge in my disability hearing. You want to say because it was closer to family or whatever reason it was. But realize that second cases are going to be given more scrutiny, so you need to be prepared to show what has changed so that you can convince a judge that a different decision is appropriate at this point in time. So that's what I would tell you about reapplying. It is an uphill battle, but it's not impossible, and I've won many cases for second-time applications, but I am going to want to know when I look at that hearing decision what is different, what has changed. And if you can show that, then you have a reasonable shot at winning the second time around. Hope you found this helpful. Now tell me what you think. Have you tried this? Have you tried a second hearing? Have you been in front of the same judge or different judge? What did that judge say? Did they try to question you about what has changed? What were the questions you were asked? We've got a great community of viewers here. I'd like to know your comment. Other people are going to chime in and let you know what they think as well. And together we'll kind of figure this all out. I think Social Security has become difficult, and this is a community that we've put together here on YouTube and on Facebook, and the more comments, the more questions we've got out there, the better. So please let me know what you're thinking, and I think everybody would appreciate that, and we will do our best to give you a good answer to that. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, like this video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube and on Facebook. Subscribe to the Facebook page, of course, and if you've not already done so as well, go to my website, ssdanswers.com. You can download my Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit, delivered by email. A lot of good information there about applying for benefits and preserving benefits. And if you want a free case evaluation, you're not already represented, happy to do that as well. All at ssdanswers.com. So for now, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.